Hello, everyone. Blue Star Saber here with,
Mangareader.
and we're here to review the Sasuke Retsuden, manga adaptation, chapters 6 to 8. And if you cannot tell by my colleague's avatar, yeah, we're not exactly Sasuke shippers.
Oh, but it is you that's got the Sasuke image.
Well, I figured I might as well at least have something related to, the actual manga series, but I wasn't going to do a Sasuke image.
Oh no.
So yeah,
Um, Shoot. I bet all of you are one. Well, no, we did this once at least for the first chapter, didn't we?
yes. Mangareader, for those who might recall my first review for this, we did the first chapter with a friend,
James.
James S. Cassidy, and I did chapters 2 and 5 with Lucky Chi and also James, but Margarita unfortunately couldn't join us at that time.
Or
But
maybe I chose not to join you. You'll
yeah,
never know.
but yes, I mean to be fair, reading let's see anything with Sasu is like torture for us. So yeah,
Hey
so
man, you know how I convinced myself that this is nothing is because very few people consider this canon in any way, shape, or form.
yeah, well, unless you're like a Sasu, but then again, some people will probably consider this canon because apparently this manga series has been adapted to the anime. From my understanding, at least 4 episodes or
Yeah, but
something
does
like
the
that.
anime really consider it, or is it just like they just decided to throw it in there and shoehorn it?
There seems to be a mix of both, to be honest. From my understanding, let's see though, granted, from my understanding, yeah, anime episodes, of course, were not all that well received on terms of an animation and all that stuff. From my understanding, they made Sakura look like she was part one age and all that stuff. So, like, despite the fact that she's supposed to be, a full grown adult.
Full grown.
But yes, they end up, let's see, after the let's see, in the bigger Naruto announcement, besides, like, of course, the 100, let's see, Naruto popularity, or is it 99 popularity poll, which the results should come on the 1st of April, or some point in April, and we'll find out who will end up being the winners. Let's see, we don't know who it is, but it seems likely to be either Minato, Itachi, or Sakura, since those three scored the top three midterm, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, we could go on about discussions for that, but that will be probably for a stream for another time, and there's probably some other people want to try and get on here and all that stuff. But yeah, but at the moment, I'm just mainly focused on the Sasuke manga. I have not seen anime adaptations except for like a few clips online or just some people mocking the animation quality. But yeah, like everyone else, let's see, everyone who ends up what most of the people end up watching it ended up mocking the fact that Naruto had brought dragons, aka dinosaurs.
Ugh. And they're definitely dinosaurs.
But I'm sure Margarita, of course, knows from the recap from the last few chapters. Sasuke ended up meeting Sakura. They end up trying to walk about the whole research thing with a few card gamble tricks learned by Tsunade, a few cringy, oh, your wife must have a wedding ring moment, and a bit of investigations and disguises. Let's see, Sasuke ends up finding a room full of chickens and dinosaur fossils.
Hmm.
Because, yeah, that's how sci fi works. And cloning and all that stuff works. But yeah. But Sasuke is about to try and be almost discovered by, I believe, the main antagonist, Zanalu or something. I forgot his name, but
I have
yeah.
no idea.
But yeah, but anyway, but how should we find out just how Sasuke avoids it? But yeah, pretty much the chapter begins with Sasuke confused about the fact there are chickens in this room and all that stuff, while the main bad guy, which, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to get the wiki up just so I can get an idea what he's actually called. Because, let's see, the antagonist is, main antagonist is a guy I believe called Sanzu, you know, the one that looks like a male Karen. feel like that's a bit of a middle finger to Sasuke Karen fans, but that's just me. Yeah, he enters the door, but no, Sasuke is not here. As it turns out, when Sasuke meets his prison buddy, that I believe his name is Gigi, the one that seemed to have a thing for Sakura. In fact, even seemed to try and harass her a few chapters ago. But yeah, ends up back with Sasuke, and it's revealed that the Sasuke that went there to investigate was in fact a shadow clone. So yeah, Sasuke knows the shadow clone technique.
Everyone knows it these days.
Yeah. Well, granted, I think he might have used it in the Boruto movie, but yeah. So much for Naruto's unique cloning thing, but oh well.
It was really never unique because again, it was the second Hokage, but still.
Yeah, it's true that I did find the second's reaction to Naruto. I invented the jutsu to be hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, good old second.
Anyway, Sakura gets a message from Kakashi and all that stuff. Apparently, that Sanatsu is planning to help the Prime Minister stage a coup against the Queen of the country and all that stuff. So she needs to warn Sasuke. Of course, she lets Kakashi back, but yeah. But she goes to the mess hall to find him and ends up seeing Sasuke's elder cellmate. I don't know what his name is specifically, but from what I am trying to... No, not that one. That one's a gambling one.
Oops.
I think his name is... Oh, yes. This one dude called Gano, some sort of elderly painter, from my understanding. But yeah. So he joins Sakura. Let's see, and all that stuff. And ends up telling her that Sasuke was looking at the whole... cherry blossom tree outside, revealing that noticing her wedding ring, if you will, and that he figures that she's married to Sasuke, which of course is some, sort of, sort of cringe moment where Sakura goes about how wonderful Sasuke is and all that stuff. Blah.
Blah. Most of it not really true. If you actually read it. Yeah.
Do you want me to read it?
It's if you want to read it.
Fair enough. She goes about how he's very kind and he's also a pure soul in a way. He's straightforward too, almost too much at times, to the point that he can get himself and the people around him in trouble. His mind can sit from one extreme to another. You're telling me on that bit, but yeah. But I think that's one of his strengths. Not to mention, he's quite good looking, if I do say so myself. And yet he never takes one advantage of that. I love that he can be so nonchalant about these things. So yeah, that's pretty much what she says.
Yeah, that's not just pretty much. That's literally what she says.
Yeah, pretty much literally what he says, and
that's word for word, unless it's translated wrong. But
but it's like you can probably tell that neither of us agree with the statements.
I think the pure soul, I guess, technically works because they did say in a way, but I don't know. The way he's written now, sure, kind, but that's not really the truth.
And I wouldn't. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say straightforward's never been his thing.
Yeah, except for blunting about how much he finds Sakura annoying, but yeah.
I was going to say only the Avenger path was pretty straightforward, but at the same time it wasn't because of all the way the bobbing and weaving between either being good or evil or relying on or not relying on. I've never known it to get him in trouble.
Yeah, because he seems to be excused for most of his actions, but the only thing they could say is true is that his mind can sit from one extreme to another because, well, it literally did.
And beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so...
Yeah. Speaking of which, I should probably mention that a lot of the prison inmates are blushing at Sakura because apparently how beautiful she is. I mean, I always do, even though I find this manga cringe, I always do like the fact that Sakura is considered so beautiful that characters do find her attractive, despite what many of her online haters say. But yeah. So yeah, so pretty much the guy guesses that she's referring to Sasuke, but she tries to deny it. But it's like, as I said, Sasuke's looking at this sort of bloom tree thing, which of course gets her to blush and all that stuff. But
a cherry blossom. Yep.
yeah, there's people who think about how they themselves are the center of the universe. She ends up realizing that the sort of card game with all the tail beast animals have and all those other things that make up 12 sort of also have hand signs to them and all that stuff. Shishinobi and realizes that there's a sort of hand seal to the actually figures something out and all that stuff. So yeah. But meanwhile, Sasuke is helping Gigi some sort of plant redecoration. I really can't tell. Some sort of shipment, but yeah. But yeah. As they're talking about all the power, apparently all these important people that go meet with the director and all that stuff. So yeah. But Sasuke ends up just eating one of the bits of meals, which he's like, well, do what you're doing. You're going to get in trouble if you get caught. But Sasuke, of course, doesn't care, given the fact that they're gone and all that stuff. But yeah. And a little conversation about some sort of lake thing. So, yeah. So, where apparently a meteor is, and this is where Sasuke gets an idea that, okay, this is the place, that is the location of where, let's see, the meteor fell down with the whole particle things to save Naruto's life, because the whole point of this manga is for Sasuke to help find a cure, with Sakura just tagging along. But anyway, Sasuke tries to make an excuse of his stomachache and then him to leave, and said that come with me, I'll do your kitchen duty and all that stuff. And he goes to and funny enough, he ends up running into Sakura as they end up telling how, let's see, she solved the riddle of the map, and ends up telling her what she saw, how the sky fell to earth and the sage and all that stuff. And how, let's see, reveal a little map of the heavens. Apparently, let's see, the Sage of Six Paths used ninjutsu on those particles, and that the signs on the cards and all that stuff are what needed to release, the particles and all that stuff. As she shows her the cards, let's see, and the 12 hands, notes of the 12 hand side and the cards and all that stuff. So, yeah. And, yeah, explain more about how that reveals the map of the heavens and the Starlight game. Let's see, and figures that apparently the game's strongest hands, the star points, the stars that never stray. Well, the second strongest hand, Earth, has to do with the sky that fell to Earth. So, yeah, those combinations of the card game apparently are going to be what helps unlock the whole thing. So, yeah. So, yeah, as they figure this out and all that stuff, Sasuke says he knows where he might find the sky to Earth with, as he says he'll get her when the lights come out and show her, and that ends the first half of the chapter because, they split 6 into 2 separate chapters for some reason.
Yes, they did.
My guess is they were trying to do it weekly when they figured, it might get more attention. I don't know. But as for how popular the manga is, from my understanding, in Japan, the first volume sold 50,000 copies, half of what an average Boruto volume sells. Now, I don't know how much that successful a spin-off is, but from my understanding, it's not necessarily impressive.
I was going to say, but isn't it selling still more than Boruto per se? I don't.
And from my understanding, online it got more views. But volume-wise, the Boruto mangas are doing better, at least in Japan. I don't know about international sales, but clear to me that it's not. I don't think it's as impressive as some people try to make it out. But then again, from what I've seen, Boruto fans, Sasuke fans always argue about the sales of their series and what actually is doing well or not. Because, it's just typical Narahina and Sasuke infighting. Yeah. Margarita, if you want, we can give more of our thoughts on this chapter now, or we can just fully read the full chapter.
It's probably just best to do the full chapter because it's still the same thing ultimately.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So we'll continue to the.
Why it couldn't just be like you said, a whole chapter instead of split into parts? I don't know, but whatever.
Yeah, so we'll just continue on with C and all that stuff. Yeah, well, yeah. So part two, though, they do have a brief half of a cover with like a regular Naruto cover, what they used to have
Oh, this is the infamous panel. Yep.
of Sasuke and Sakura standing next to each other. But yeah.
Oh no, not that one, but I mean that's always infamous panel.
Oh
No,
yeah.
it's the next part. Yeah.
Ah yes, the page where Sakura is coming out and ends up tripping.
Oh yes, tripping on thin air.
What the hell was this mangaka thinking? I don't know if
Someone,
this was in the novel or if it's just something the manga did itself, but you've literally pulled a Hinata.
this is all fan fiction.
Yeah. So nice going. Let's see, mangaka or author. One of the few leverages that we had against making fun of Hinata is the fact that she tripped over a rock during the war. Now that Sakura's got this, they'll go like, oh, at least she didn't. She tripped over in a war. At least she didn't trip over some Ritzy trying to jump off a building or something. But yeah, or just doing basic ninja thing. But yeah,
I love infighting. I love infighting.
Yeah. But all just so they can make a Sasusaku blush scene. There.
I mean, Sakura blushed at everything in this, so it doesn't really take much.
Well, blush is everything involving Sasuke, but still.
Sasuke don't blush.
Only girls can blush, Margarita. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that romance and Naruto is supposed to be about.
But Naruto blushed when Sakura said, "I love you."
Oh, but that was just brother and sister thing.
I don't know about that.
I know you should. I know I've been spending too much time on social media, but yeah, you end up seeing the bull crap Sasuke fans say. Let's see, but anyway, yeah. They like the fact that Naruto's into Sakura, but then they'll just say it's brother and sister bond. But yeah. But anyway, after admiring the lake for a bit, they end up talking about how they wish their daughter can come and see this.
It's a lake.
Yeah. Apparently she's obsessed with the cosmos these days, which
when?
I have no idea. I am not sure if I have not I have not come up to date with the Boruto manga, nor do I watch the anime, so I can't tell if this is a filler thing in the thing, but as far as I can tell, the only thing that she's interested in doing is becoming the next Hokage.
I mean, if she's concerned about the cosmos, then that would explain. Well, I mean, again, we're dealing with aliens here, so I guess that could explain the cosmos. But I've never seen anything, and I get updates regardless on Bardo, whether I like it or not. So I've never seen anything that involved her, involved with the space and time. And again, it's a lake. You can look at this from any lake. No different.
Mm-hmm.
What makes this lake any different other than maybe being a man-made lake?
Apparently because it's a lake with the whole particle things from the meteor to cure Naruto.
How would you know that, though?
Yeah. But, yeah.
This is decision. This is totally where what is it? The Earth meets the sky or something like that.
Yeah.
The sky that fell to Earth. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of got something like that in Greek mythology with Uranus and Gaia trying to connect to each other, but you have Atlas keeping the sky at bay and all that stuff. So, yeah. But you get a sort of gritty moment where Sasuke asks Sakura, does she want an actual wedding ring and all that stuff? But she says, oh, she doesn't mind. Again, in the way of her whole gritty job thing. So, yeah. But Sasuke talks about how sometimes he's affected by the fact that when he's gone off on his long missions and distance, he sees just how let's see, Sada's grown much taller, or Sakura's changed her hairstyle. Not stuff. While Sakura just comments that Sasuke, let's see, he's grown a few wrinkles and that stuff. And
Oh, geez, thank God she changed that hairstyle.
oh yes, I am so glad as well. That is just awful. That is going to be the worst hairstyle I have ever seen.
We're still just gonna ignore that in Kishimoto's canon story that Sasuke tried killing Sarada, right? We're just gonna completely ignore that in this.
Yeah, he didn't recognize his own daughter when he first met her.
Right.
But yeah, it was like, oh, you would see, see troubles him sometimes when he sees just how much they're grown and changed their hairstyle. Then spend more time with them.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, let's see. Sasuke teases Sakura how she's allowed to have some wrinkles too. But anyway, Sakura starts to perform the Ritzy meteor thing, though it mentions how on the map that there's, let's see, on the lizard thing, the cards about, it's the dragon and the meteor. Apparently explained that the giant beasts went extinct due to the fact of the meteor. So yeah, pretty much the standard theory of how we assume the dinosaurs went extinct. So yeah, because we all thought a meteor killed them all.
Wait, know you inside and out. You didn't even know if he had glasses as a kid. How do you know him inside and out? This is just it. Oh my God! I don't even know how I can stomach this.
It's almost over. But yeah,
but Sasuke, chapter 6.
But yeah, Sasuke realizes that the place where all those chickens and the dinosaur fossils are actually the ones, the dragons and all that stuff. Let's see. As she ends up using it, and Sasuke realizes that the inmates have been digging up dragon fossils. With Sasuke telling her, Sakura, that he knows what Sanasu is doing. But as she has, activated the release seal for the whole particle thing, a beam of light comes from the sky, and as Sakura goes in to grab it, she gets like the container with all the ultra particles, apparently, that they need to cure Naruto. Because apparently being a Jinchuriki can get you this sort of rare illness that can only be cured by a meteor. And it's affect no other Jinchuriki except Naruto and the Sage of Six Paths. But it's like, why can't you just do a regular old disease that couldn't be cured, except for like a special herb or fruit? I mean, at least that makes sense.
Well, I mean, she ate from the tree, so yeah, I don't know why it wouldn't be a tree thing. But again, we're doing this whole space aliens garbage, so I guess a meteor from the sky. I don't know where you would have found all this seal particle garbage nonsense, but okay. Also, again, this illness has never been mentioned before and never gets mentioned again ever. So again, the whole canonicity thing of this whole thing is thrown into whack.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah. So as a matter of chakra that she feels, let's see, even when she attempts to peel away, Sasuke tells her they need to get back to the observatory. Though she's confused about since they got what they came for, but Sasuke ends up revealed that he figures out Sinesa's plan and hear an explosion as he realizes that he has revived all the ancient dragons with the Edo Tensei jutsu, as we see flying raptors. Let's see.
Pterodactyls.
Yeah, let's see. I know there's different types, but pretty much pterodactyls or pterodactyl-like, let's see, dinosaurs, pretty much. Ending that chapter. Okay, I will admit, I will admit, for the very least, the pterodactyls look actually, you could argue, do kind of look like dragons, or you can make an argument.
I mean, if you really want to make an argument that they've always looked like that, even in real life.
Yeah. Which I wouldn't be surprised if that's where the myth of dragons came from. But anyway,
But yes,
so
pterodactyls have often looked like, giant freaking pelicans with wings and and a very horned skull section thing. At least based on bones. Obviously, we have no idea what these creatures truly look like in real life, so
yeah, I mean,
go at it. But this
Yeah.
is still a very accurate depiction of what people think pterodactyls look like.
Yeah. I do believe that more scientists have said that they might look more bird-like, but I think most people just prefer the reptile design because it looks cooler. But yeah. So, Mangareader, what do you make of this chapter?
I mean, I guess it's better than anything Bordeaux shells out, but
yeah, it's not saying much.
Yeah, the bar is it's a low-hanging fruit. Why would I want to have it basically be on the ground? I mean, having, and I mean, like I said, I read up to 5, but I don't really have a recollection of 5 anymore anyway. Man, this story is lame.
Yeah, I mean, this chapter is just pretty much just saku fluff and all that stuff. Rather cringe one, I might add. I mean, okay, guess you could say the one touching moment is the fact that Sasuke looks at a bunch of cherry blossom trees to think of Sakura's pink hair and all that stuff.
Let me just put my Saku glasses on for a minute here.
I broke mine a very long time ago. But yeah.
And judge this based on not my preference, but based on storytelling and whatever you want to say. It's in character for Sakura if you're really into how Kishimoto ended the manga and you're really big on Saku. This is in character for her.
Unfortunately.
So I'm not going to say that this, whatever you want to claim it to be, like I said, if I'm going to have to judge this based on not what my preference would be, but just based on how the story interacts, it's not out of character, as I keep saying. It's not necessarily painting Sasuke the way that we've known him to be, but it's not completely wrong based on how he's written these days either.
Yeah, honestly, but yeah, it's like we know that the way Sasuke is written is not how he's actually like from what we saw from the first 700 chapters of Naruto, but
he's based on Bordeaux that this is
Boruto, or let's see, or even how Kishimoto even writes himself, because frankly, I think even when in Guidance, Sasuke didn't really pay Sakura that much attention.
I mean, he did. He called him, or he called her his wife, so he's kind of there.
But it seemed like not. Let's see, more like a sort of like not on a close personal level, but yeah.
Where it ultimately gets kind of, even from a standpoint, if you're gonna write Sasuke to be Sasuke, I don't understand what his part near the lake was about ultimately.
Okay,
that's not who Sasuke really is.
I'll get to that in a second, but yeah,
I'm just pointing that out. That's about.
Okay. Let's see. First Evil here is commenting. Let's see, saying, "Hey, Blue Star, how it's going? I'm doing well, thank you. I'm just streaming with Mangareader, as you can see." Let's see. He is like, "Damn, does this sound bad? Well, I guess I'll go throw up, and thanks to all the cringe Saku moments in the fourth rounder." Yes, don't we all? Right. But yeah, but But yeah, I'll definitely say, okay, with how Sakura is portrayed, yes, this sounds a lot like her, but unfortunately, it's like everything I hate about what's happened with the character. Let's see. And despite some people saying, oh no, Sakura was like that throughout the course of the manga, and I'd say, no, not really. It's in fact, I'd argue early part two. Let's see, she pretty much seemed like she was moving on from Sasuke. I'd say it's not until like the war arc did it look actually, like, okay, she is getting a bit too obsessed and all that stuff about what Sasuke thinks of her. But yeah. But as for the whole bit of Sasuke at the whole let's see bit at the lake thing, it seems like he's like
guy that fell to earth, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, Sky that fell to earth bit. He's like okay, I'm just like let's see. He seems to be just thinking about taking them out of let's see. It seems just like, oh, are you sure you want an actual ring instead of this fake chakra one and all that stuff? But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. He seems to be having a sort of sense of regret from all the times that he's not at home and all that stuff. Let's see. But yeah.
Looking at his images, no one I know puts a ring on when they're washing dishes. I don't know what having a ring on would hurt healing someone. I really don't. I don't know why that would matter. And I also don't know why cutting freaking things when it's on. I don't know anyone who really would wear it if it's extensive cutting.
I'm pretty certain the simplest thing you can do is just give the ring, take it off when you want it to be safe, or not when you're in like a frozen environment because you don't want your finger being cut off.
Yeah, these are two of these three images make no damn sense.
So yeah. So pretty much the whole ring thing, it doesn't matter. You don't have to wear it all the time. Let's see, particularly if you don't want to wear it at your workplace or when you're doing house chores, fine, but you can wear it or when you go to bed. You can wear it when you're going out and socializing or just being with your partner and all that stuff. You don't have to be like, I don't need to wear a ring 100% of the time.
I'm not going to say that this doesn't sound, how do I want to put this? If you're really big on Sazusaku, I don't necessarily know why you'd find this to be okay. Yeah. Like, okay, Sasuke doesn't necessarily have to, and he says it himself later anyway, that the ring doesn't really, I'm not worried or anything. And clearly that's kind of just how Sakura's been the whole time anyway. Based on how the manga ended, she only ever had the fights on Sasuke from the get-go.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. Even as a hardcore shipper, I don't know why having a ring wouldn't at least feel sentimental. So I can't really think at one point that any Sazu-Saku fan was truly happy knowing this aspect. Maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe they'll just stomach whatever, eat up whatever. Eat up whatever they want. Yeah.
Since they seem to like this manga and novel so much, it says, it makes their whole ship better. They seem to completely be oblivious to the fact how ridiculous this whole ring situation is. But yeah,
maybe. Like I'm pretty sure even some of them have some minor complaints here and there, but obviously
they're the ones that have some self-respect, I'd say.
Right.
Let's see, because I have seen a few that have say at least. Well, I've seen some Sakura stands, but I'm not sure whether or not they said Sakura as in just if they're Sakura multi-ship or not. Say they don't like this Sasuke manga. First Evil is saying, well, Mangareader, it's because Sasuke female fans think they are Sakura and can change Sasuke for the better. That old trash trope of the bad boy, which I won't deny that might be the case with certain fans.
It exists in every media section, and it's one of the few cliches that is it. I don't know why it works or why people think it works. Sometimes it works, but a majority of times it's kind of just used as a lesson to why you don't want it. Kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, let's see, given the fact that the two that I've seen most about this is like with soccer fans and the way how Reylo in Star Wars is, yeah, I'm very much put off by that type of ship.
That one came out of nowhere, which is, I mean, blatantly worse than this, by the way, because at least this one was at least established. Maybe not, it was a one-sided establishment, but it was established. That one just came, again, that one just came out of nowhere at all. There was no build-up.
Some might argue The Last Jedi, but honestly, now granted, in some ways, I still hate Saku more than Reylo, but that's just me.
Of course, you're gonna hate it anyway because there was more. Star Wars is again a movie series, so they're not gonna really delve deep into crap like that. This one was an ongoing manga series that had 700 chapters and had slightly different development.
And I guess to be fair, let's see. I was never too bothered with the ships in Star Wars until they started going really bad. I mean, most fans just like Han and Leia and Anakin and Padme, and that was just like it. Well, granted, the only thing people complained when it came to Padme and Anakin was the dialogue, but yeah.
The problem is, the Han and Leia one was also kind of out of nowhere, only because of how the New Hope started out. Obviously, they had to rewrite around that by their brother and sister.
Okay, that's not good to go there, but yeah.
No, I'm just saying that based on New Hope, everyone thought, Luke and Leia are going to be a thing, and that's what Han even thought. But then second movie comes around, it's like, oh no, Leia's your sister. It's like, well, no, there's no ship there. Let's do Leia and Han. That's all I'm saying. That's how it was established.
I can tell people thought Luke or Leia or Han and Leia had an equal chance at that time, but yeah.
We won't know. We weren't there for the freaking
70s. I know. Apparently, granted, perhaps for the best at the 70s. Didn't have the internet because I think the ship war would have been explosive then.
Maybe.
But anyway, let's get back. We're getting back to the topic and all that stuff.
There's a topic.
Yeah, the whole sauce of stuff.
I know there's a topic. There's an actual topic.
But anyway, besides that cringe ring thing, the other thing I can say is, I said that the whole conversation she has with that eldest cellmate, that's the only kind of scene I can actually say with Sasuke that's kind of touching, but that's about it. Every other scene I've hated.
I don't even know if this is in character for Sasuke, though.
Yeah, to be honest, it doesn't really feel like Sasuke would do it. I mean, Naruto, I could see looking at cherry blossoms and thinking of Sakura.
Right.
Naruto,
or even him talking about like, I'm never worried. I'm still on 6.5. I'm not even talking about the first part. First part means nothing to me.
But yeah, but like I said, that whole speech she has to that elder guy, yeah, I don't buy it. That does not sound like Sasuke to me. Like we kind of mentioned earlier.
You'd have to look at it through you have to squint. I mean, again, based on new Sasuke, I guess some of it's true.
Mm-hmm.
And based on Kishimoto quotes, Sasuke has been pure. That was well before the end of the manga.
Yeah, I'm aware.
I know you're aware. I'm just letting everyone else remember that yes, that was before the end of the manga, so that already hinted that Sasuke was never going to be even considered a villain, no matter what the heck he did.
Yeah, including killing innocent samurais.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they're nameless.
But yeah, and also tried to kill his teammates. But yeah, but anyway,
Never really killed anyone that wasn't considered someone that wasn't worth killing.
oh yes, let's see let's see in universe thing to see his Floyd Sasuke for his crimes. But anyway, but yeah, the one moment I really hate in this chapter is the forced trip moment. Let's see, that is just pretty much what ruins the chapter for me. The only thing I can honestly say I kind of liked is the fact that Sakura figured out the whole card game things that was also hand seals and all that stuff to like unlock the whole MacGuffin, if you will, of this whole blue plot thing. Other than that, let's see, I wouldn't say I'd quite like what I saw, but yeah.
I'm not gonna be honest. Okay, well, unless you have an overall, if you want to say that first.
You go first.
Oh, I go first.
Yeah.
So I'm actually being serious here in that I am trying to look at this without having my preference of a shipping going on here. And I mean, and I've read some pretty lame fan fiction in the sense too for Narasaku, and I've read lame fan fiction for other characters in this in everything. And my biggest peeve, despite, and you can call me a critic of writing, despite the fact that I've never written anything myself, and I'm not going to claim that I'm a good writer in any way, shape, or form, but whenever it comes to something like this, especially when romance is involved, I try to think, are these characters the most in character while also not seeming forced any type of development in between or forced scenario or anything like this? And I gotta tell you, I mean, the only thing that I'm at least appreciative of this is that there's not this stupid laugh giggle type of nonsense that I always read in some fan fictions. So that's a plus. I will say that's the one plus I'm giving it. But I mean, it's just so hard to see Sasuke like this. Just based on how we knew him even till the end, like even in chapter 700, and even based on Kishimoto guidance situation thing. It's like he's like, okay, she's my wife, but he never really did anything that hinted romance. Didn't want to kiss her at the end of the dang thing. Outright avoided it. Went on his merry way to do another mission or something.
Yeah, in many ways, this feels like it's sort of like an arranged marriage thing just to have a kid.
Right. So, what, this is definitely during Bordo's timeline somehow. It's not before it, because Sarada's old enough already at this point, but it's just like, where is it fitting? Because it doesn't fit with.
Apparently, it's supposed to be in the novel at the very least. It was supposed to be before the events of the Boruto movie, but in the anime, it's before the whole Cold arc. So yeah, so depending on which,
there's no way to make it fit then. But again, because if this is before the Boruto movie, then Kishimoto's Gaiden makes no sense whatsoever.
But yeah, but from my understanding, it's supposed to take after Gaiden, but before the Boruto movie.
Boruto movie.
But yeah.
I just don't know how you can squeeze it through there, but whatever.
I don't know. It's not really good. It's just like fanfic that somehow became canon because Sasuke clamored about it. But yeah,
is it really canon though? Just because it's in the anime at this point, it's no different than them like doing filler based thing and claiming that's canon.
Well, apparently, let's see, Boruto is apparently all its anime is considered canon, so all the filler is apparently
considered canon. I get that, but then people are like, well, no, the anime is garbage. Follow the manga; it's much better.
yeah, they've been clamoring about how good the manga is, but yeah, I'm not convinced.
If it is true, then whatever. But I mean, I've heard changed dialogue in the anime compared to what it was written in the book, and I've heard the anime does better dialogue, is what I've been told.
I don't know.
So I don't know. I don't know what the hell to think of half this shit anyway. But
Yeah.
long story short, I just don't know where it fits. I mean, if it fits, I guess. But I don't see the canonicity in it.
Uh-huh.
And the one thing that I feel, again, if this is after the Gaiden,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm just surprised that I don't know. Whatever.
Well, anyway, I'm
So
gonna
yeah,
see.
I'm desperately trying to read this without trying to make it seem like, well, none of this makes sense. So, I mean, even if I were a Saku fan, I just don't know how you could, outside of just being happy that your ship is being recognized, I just don't know how you could imagine this being good writing. I
I
just
don't know.
don't know. I don't know.
I guess strategic shipping sometimes blinds the perspective, but yeah.
But even I would be cringing at all this garbage
Oh
if it
yeah,
was a
I
Saku
oh yeah,
or
I would.
Narasaku. I mean,
Oh yeah, I probably wouldn't like it as well, to be honest.
this would be a lame ass plot. First of all, oh man, Sasuke's got an illness. Naruto's got to go and find this specific thing in this specific region where evil seems to be happening unbeknownst.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, frankly, if you're going to see, like I said with James and Lucky Cheat, if they're going to do like a, let's see, adventure with Sakura and Sasuke, I'd rather be this one more of like two former colleagues trying to work out the differences and work together to help out a mutual friend, which will of course be Naruto.
Right.
But
The worst part is Naruto's somehow supposed to get here.
yeah, well, unfortunately, they won't adapt the first book with the Kakashi, and they won't adapt the one with Naruto and Orochimaru. So,
Right.
yeah. So,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, there you go. There's still the questioning of how canon is this if they don't want to include the other two stories that are vital to this. So goody
I don't
goody
know.
goody.
I
It's
don't
just
know.
Sasuke pandering. This is what this is.
Yeah.
People in Japan like Sasuke. People in Japan like Sakura. People in Japan might not like Saku, but they might like Sasuke being in something. Hence why, Boruto sucks, because people don't really like them shitting on the characters,
Mm-hmm.
which is what they're totally doing. They're basically saying, oh, yeah, new generation is top notch. Screw all those characters you grew up with.
I'm told at the very least Sasuke is more popular now here in Japan, but yeah. But that's
Well,
not really saying much.
again, that's just saying, again, my two things. Sakura is popular, Sasuke is popular. Depending on how popular you anticipate Sakura to being, maybe she's less popular than Hinata, but that's still more popular than whoever. So Naruto and Sasuke, typically what? Sasuke usually was number one at the tail end.
Yeah, well, from what I can tell, at least from the Japanese polls, let's see, Sakura, Naruto, and Sasuke are all much more popular than Hinata in Japan. But yes,
Well, yeah,
anyway,
but Bordo basically shed anything that Hinata may have been ever popular at that point.
yeah,
From that
which I
point
wonder
on.
if that's why Ikimoto attempted to try and get her more popularity rise with the more slap thing. But anyway, first evil going like, who's Hinata?
Right.
But yeah, but anyway, probably to wrap up this first chapter is like overall, I'd probably give it like a 2 out of 10. The only point I'm giving it for is the fact that you had Sakura figure out the whole hand sign thing, but everything else was just kind of eh. So yeah, how would you score it?
Does it really need a score? Do I really have to do this?
Okay, you don't have to if you don't want to.
Obviously, from my standpoint, it sucks.
So yeah,
Even from,
an objective level.
and I'm trying to be I'm trying to be and because I'm gonna be like, because I know you're just gonna be you in this sense, so I'm gonna try and whoever, even if it's just one guy, but I'm gonna try to be the one guy here that tries to be
Impartial.
impartial to things. It's better than certain fanfics that I've read. It still doesn't make me want to continue reading, but two. I don't want to give it higher than your 2, but I don't know if 2 is necessarily too negative at the same time. It's like, I don't know, man. Story sucks.
Well, I was considering giving it a 3, but that whole trip thing, he gave it actually lost the score for me.
I mean, that one's forced as hell, so I mean that's classic fan fiction right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess your 2 makes the most sense in this situation.
Mm-hmm. But anyway,
for anyone that ships Sazu, more power to you for appreciating something that's not really all that appealing. But
but yeah. Anyway, on to chapter 7.
oh boy, 2 more chapters to go.
Yeah. Let's see. We'll try and speed it up. But yeah, I think we're pretty much
I
going.
don't. Oh boy, more history lessons.
But yeah, pretty much the Edo Tensei raptors are flying out. We see Sasuke telling Sakura to get back to the observatory as they're following it, with Sasuke realizing that he sees the villain Sansu and all that. He sees some of the raptors and ends up telling Sakura to head back and hunt down Sansu while he pursues like the sort of the ring dragons. But I think Sasuke actually realized that he was on top of the so just got Sakura out of the way because I guess, I don't know, he wanted to keep us safe, but yeah. So pretty much the bad guy is face to face with Sasuke, accusing him of being the one to revive the dragons and all that stuff, asking what he would want to do. And he wants to ask Sasuke something, but he wants to get some, let's see, answers first, but yeah. Given how he talks about the authority he has in this nation, Sasuke tries to say that using the result of the Edo Tensei means that you're just getting the whole country blamed for your crimes in this, because, well, I suppose it would make sense that after the Fourth Great Ninja War, the Edo Tensei or any other resurrection jutsu would be considered, let's see, illegal to use and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, forbidden jutsu was always forbidden regardless.
But yeah, by Burning Sun, this one would have a very very much tight lock on.
To be fair, 100%, that's only within the 5 nations, and that's, again, Edo Tensei was only ever taught to the Leaf Village, as far as we know.
But yeah, Zanatsu is confused about the fact that, let's see, about the name of things, saying that, let's see, is that wondering if that's what they call the jutsu in his homeland, implying that's a different type of resurrection to jutsu and all that stuff, which Sasuke assumes and all that stuff. Well, Sasuke is hoping Sakura makes it back safely and all that stuff. Asking if he's trying to use those dragons for biological weapons for the Prime Minister's plot, which he confirms that's all that stuff and realizes that Sasuke must have friends outside of like this apparently location called Nagara Village, which apparently is what we were seeing with the Kakashi novel. Let's see. But he thinks that he has a chance to. But the Zanatsu doesn't seem too concerned as he feels like it's an opportunity to wipe out all those who defy the Prime Minister. Let's see. And Sasuke wonders why he's just slotting everyone here for part of the grand scheme and all that stuff. But he's wondering why Sasuke takes an issue about him about to slot all the prisoner inmates because, you know, they're apparently criminals. So, yeah. Though he seems to think, like, I'll be giving my poor, magnificent beast such disgusting meals, but yeah. But no witnesses. Let's see. But apparently, he's the one that'll be holding all the brains and political power behind the things, as the Prime Minister will probably be his puppet, if you will. But yeah, let's see. Let's see. As he says, like, if it's not for the Prime Minister's plan, who could take care of the garbage here? But yeah, Sasuke comments how this guy seems to be really loyal to the Prime Minister. I feel like this is a villain that cannot be talk and persuaded, so yeah. But as he analyzes him, it turns out this guy has no chakra in him whatsoever, so that means someone else is resurrecting the Edo Tensei and all that stuff. As he's wondering who is reviving the dragons, or, aka the dinosaurs. So yeah, but anyway, he ends up being attacked by the recurring raptor Memo, who he has encountered and fought a few times, as Sanatsu flies off back to prison. Let's see. As Sasuke realized that since this is like not Edo Tensei, let's see. So he can't really remove the tag in its head. So he figures he could try and maybe take control of this dinosaur by force. So yeah, he fights it for a little bit. Let's see, keeping it from biting him with his sword, trying to freeze it a bit with like the wound it had from an earlier chapter. But yeah, eventually he's able to, of course, after biting his arm, ends up using his chakra to calm it down in some way in the Sharingan, and of course ends up taming the dinosaur and freeing it from the genjutsu and all that stuff, as it becomes a much more pacified and playful dinosaur, though licking Sasuke's wounds, if you will, kind of like a dog. So yeah. Anyway, meanwhile, you got all those prisoners running and fearing for their life and all that stuff, as I believe you got Spinosaurus, or at least some dinosaurs in that family, chasing and killing the prison inmates and all that stuff. And that was like up to the first half of the Sasuke chapter, because 7 also ended up being split into 2 parts. But yeah, as you get more of those dinosaurs eaten and killed, you also get some of these hard-headed dinosaurs. I don't know what their names are. Do you know what their names are by any chance?
What?
These sort of like hard-headed ones. Those ones that like those drum heads.
You're talking about what Menno is?
No, not the raptor. I'm talking about the other dinosaurs.
Oh, the Stegosaurus or the Velociraptor.
Are you caught up where I am and all that stuff?
Where the hell are you?
I'm on chapter 7 or 7.
I'm on page. I don't even know. To be continued.
Okay.
I'm where the to be continued is. Oh, you're talking about the other thing now? The
chapter 7, part 2.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm looking on the one thing.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's based on that's. I know what you're looking at now. You're talking about the thing based that has like the rock head, like
the rock head. Yeah, the one that I'm pretty sure Cranidos is based off from Pokemon.
Yeah, Cranidos. It's jeez. Head ornament results or Dracorex because of its height, or a Stygmoloch or a Pachycephalosaur Pachycephalosaur.
I just call it the Cranidos dinosaur.
Sure, let's just go with Cranidos then.
Yeah. But yeah, they're pretty much
Rampardos more so than anything.
But yeah, pretty much after a few of the prisoners are about to be headbutted by these dinosaurs, you have Sakura punching for the wall, getting them out to safety and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And knocking out some of those dinosaurs, well, just the one at the moment. Which, okay, it's always nice to see Sakura punch. Let's see, so yeah. Oh, wait, first evil has gotten the Pachycephalosaurus, I think. All right, fair enough. Thank you, First Evil. You are helpful. But yeah. So yeah, the dinosaurs have been knocked out, and Sakura is jumping to the top of the building to try and find the bad guy, breaking into his office and all that stuff. I'm trying to find the books, searching for the books to find any resources and all that stuff. And let's see, thinking that the user must be hiding out of sight somewhere, so she's going to try and search the whole facility, going around, meeting some prisoners, inmates and all that stuff, telling them to hide while it's too dangerous. As she tells them that there's a hole along the western wall so they can escape. So, yeah. As she continues running, let's see. As she tries to find Tanash soon, but realizes that many will die, but ends up bumping into Gigi, if you will. But who seems to be glad to see Sakura there, but of course wonders what's going on with the madhouse and where all those all those big old braces are spring from. As she tells us how it's all the director's fault. And saying that he's used a revival jutsu to bring back the ancient dragons and the book back to life. And she's trying to undo it. But anyway, he explains how he's seen him at the courtyard, wondering how, wait, that doesn't make sense. But she thanks him anyway and is about to head off. But then, suddenly, Gigi ends up hugging her. And she's confused at first, but then realizes that she's been stabbed in the back, drops the particle thing as he apologizes, and realizes that she's been struck by the same venom that has affected Sasuke and all that stuff, and realizes that this guy is in league with Gigi and all that stuff. And he reveals that once they realize that she and Sakura and him cahoots, let's see, and then frankly couldn't solve the mystery themselves. They decide to, we'll let you do it, and then afterwards we'll take the thing from you and all that stuff. As she tries desperately to get it back, and he comments, says that he likes the dark, and he even reminds her apparently of his own fiance, but says that she's got to die as he kicks her and all that stuff, saying how she ain't his Margot, which. Okay, I will admit, let's see, earlier in the previous stream, I said this guy's a bit of a scumbag cheating on his fiance. But the way it's implied here, he's actually still Laura, and it's just actually he was just playing something else. But still, it was still creepy that he was just doing that little try and touch her scene, just to force a Sasuke moment. But yeah. Very well, he takes the particle thing and seemingly uses the jutsu to end up reviving now an even bigger dinosaur, the sort of long neck ones. I think Brachiosaurus, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just remember it because that was the giant dinosaur from the Dino Thunder Rangers, in which the Tommy had as a Black Ranger.
Land Before Time.
Yeah, and also Land Before Time, but yeah. But may the actor of Tommy rest in peace. But yeah, as the giant big dinosaurs out and all that stuff, he's going to bring the whole place down. So he's we saved that one for last. And apparently it's the mightiest dinosaur / dragon here. So apparently we're not going to get the T-Rex in this manga.
Who's a Brontosaurus? The herbivore, the whatever.
I mean, I guess for its size and strength, but yeah, you'd think it'd be the T-Rex.
These look like nothing like those bones that people keep talking about, by the way.
Ah, fair enough.
The bones from the graveyard, wherever.
Yeah, that was just more basic visual, but yeah. But as he ends up leaving Sakura to her fate and on top of the dinosaur, like it's a giant summon, you got the whole cherry blossom tree broken as Sakura thinks of Sasuke, ending the chapter. Well, that one was a bit quicker to get through, but so Mangareader,
Dear Lord,
what do you make of this?
Let's see. Not really much happens in part 1 to really gauge much. I mean, okay, so bad guy doesn't have any chakra, which is weird, but yeah, they never really tell us what this revival method thing is.
Yeah, someone tells me that I'm not sure if they're going to. Let's see. From my understanding, it'll be explained in a future chapter, but probably chapter 9. But yeah, yeah. But I will admit, it is interesting that this is the first non-ninja-like villain that we've got in any kind of series since probably Gato.
Yeah.
I mean,
Surprised Sasuke would sacrifice his arm a little bit for that.
yeah.
But that wasn't him licking. That was literally him biting the arm and then Sasuke using it as an opportunity to genjutsu the thing, and then it
Which,
starts leaking. But yeah, um, I mean, great. I guess Sasuke now has
a pet dinosaur.
partner. Yeah.
But yeah,
How does everyone look at this and think, well, man, clearly there were dinosaurs, and it's like, okay, I guess there were. I mean, there was never no established lore that dinosaurs don't exist, but I mean,
it feels out of place.
I drew the line at aliens anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But
I mean, it feels out of place, like the whole alien thing.
of course, we had a freaking grounded, down to earth. Okay, tail beast. That's within lore. That's within Chinese or Japanese
Asian lore.
mythos. Yeah. This is within Japanese mythology.
Yeah.
Where in Japanese mythology is there ever anything mentioned about aliens or dinosaurs?
Yeah. It's like, honestly, it's like, why can't you just use dragons? I mean, I've been saying this for like the last few streams, but seriously, why not just do the mythical dragons?
From Japanese lore? Like literal dragons?
Yeah, like the one, or like,
so if you wanted to go out, do European, if you really wanted to be more technically outside, branching outside to make it look mythical or crap like that. European dragons would have been kind of interesting, just to say the least. I know it would have been more, that would have been better suited in, like, knight based, like knights and dragons type situation, a medieval setting. But I mean,
I mean, heck, if you wanted to make this a faraway land, you could have made the whole thing knights of this being the main thing of this bit of the world and all that stuff. So yeah, you could have done something like that.
Could have been kind of cool seeing the old. But I mean, we already had samurais, which were in fact rivals to
ninja, but they got replaced for pretty much most places except for the Land of Iron.
Well, I'm not, yeah, but I'm just talking about even in modern or ancient times, samurai were considered the opposite, more noble than ninjas. And again, okay, the whole aspect of ninjas in this series isn't really like depicted as a true ninja like aspects. Although they've been more stealth. I mean, there was a lot of stealth at least involved in part 1 for a while. But yeah, you got, again, magic, whatever. These are magic ninjas. I just don't know how you can look at this and have people think, what the heck are these things? Do you not study history? Like, if dinosaurs were meant to exist, there should have been like some mythos in this series, but no one knows what the hell these things are. So they're clearly not like the dinosaurs. So I don't know, but what really kills me for this series, and I guess if you want to go first before we touch upon anything else.
I'll admit, but yes, and I know that dragon and dinosaur have the same kanji in Japan, but it's like it still wasn't built well. I mean, if you look at like One Piece, that was built quite well of how it like introduced all like the whole things like drag with like a devil fruits and all that stuff, like dinosaurs, mythical beasts and all that stuff. Heck, even like the whole sci-fi elements you got in the current arc and all that stuff with like all the different like let's see Mads villains it introduced throughout the second half of the One Piece with Caesar Clown and all that stuff that you end up climating in the Sephron, these ultra powerful clones of the Shibukai, the Seven Warlords, with all the DNA with like this black winged race that are like considered godlike. So yeah, One Piece did a great build up to that. Heck, I think even like a movie director for the latest One Piece film, Red, said that the One Piece's world building is so well done that you could see that you can have the Straw Hats travel to the moon,
Right.
and no one would bat an eyelid about it. But here, it doesn't really work.
We had him go to the moon anyway already in Naruto too, but
Yeah, and even then, that was like, wait, what's he? How is he able to breathe on space?
right, unless it was lesser. I mean, if it's upper stratosphere or whatever, but that wouldn't make too much sense considering if anything the size of the moon, regardless of if it's hollow or not, was in the vicinity of the Earth atmosphere, it would immediately cause a cataclysmic event. So yeah, it had to be in space. But I mean, you're talking One Piece. You could bring up Dragon Ball that also had dinosaurs, and it didn't feel that much different or out of place,
Yeah,
frankly.
yeah,
And that was established early in that series
yeah.
that there were dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you didn't read Dragon Ball, it was still established early in basic. Well, it Dragon Ball was all one comic, and Dragon Ball it wasn't Dragon Ball Z, or any of this jazz. The comic was just known as Dragon Ball. But if you came in what was essentially the Z era, where Goku was basically an adult by that point, it was still established early that dinosaurs existed
Yeah,
with Gohan's training. But
yeah. The same thing is only because the anime decided to split. Let's see, an adult Goku from Kid Goku, with in the whole.
right.
But
Well,
yeah,
I understand why people wouldn't want to be confused by that,
yeah.
possibly.
And as a result of that, it ended up meaning that Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z had two separate volume series.
But I
suppose
mean, yeah.
if the anime for Shippuden came out before the Naruto mangas of Part 2 came out, you probably would have had Naruto and Naruto Shippuden.
If they wanted to establish the dinosaurs were a thing in this series, they should have did it in the original Naruto, but
Yeah,
they never did. So
yeah,
this is no different than, and I get it, but I don't know if every Naruto fan is a Bleach fan or vice versa or anything. But you can't be telling me that in any way, shape, or form, if you saw Ichigo fighting these dinosaurs, that wouldn't feel like any kind of disjarring whatsoever. And this is and that's a damn series where you have like freaking massive skeletons, more or less, or
yeah,
face mask wearing
yeah.
garbage.
The only way I could really believe dinosaurs in Bleach is if they were like dino-shaped hollows.
Right.
But yeah, the only thing that people might argue where dinosaurs could have been hinted from was apparently the Akatsuki hideout with all those skeletal
I was
remains.
telling you the graveyard again.
Yeah,
Those didn't look like dinosaur bones. At least not the dinosaurs that we're seeing in this
yeah,
book.
yeah. If I had to guess, that's some sort of graveyard for the tailed beasts when they occasionally die and all that stuff.
That
That was my guess.
more in line, I guess, even though they're massive amounts of, they're just massive clunks of chakra. But okay, yeah, I get it. I get the argument is that, oh well, you got these giant toads, these giant weird bird things that Pain can summon, all this other. Pain can shoot missiles.
Mm-hmm.
Where do missiles come from in this type of era? Somehow that still felt more believable. I don't know why, but it just did.
Let's see. If I had to guess, it was just more of like that path of Pain was like, let's see, as imaginary and futuristic you could think of technology and all that stuff. I mean,
Right.
I don't I'd probably have to read it a bit more, but yeah.
And I'm not, again, none of this is per se disjarring. It's just when you think about it or look at it, it's just like, is this really how this series started? If you look back at Naruto and saw this now, would you really feel like this is where it should have been going?
No, I mean, let's see. No, it seemed to be like let's see, ninjas fighting each other, hired mercenaries and all that stuff, and evil science. Granted, some of them might have been evil scientists, some of them might have worked for mafia gangsters, but let's see, that at least felt believable, even with the whole tailed beast. I'd even argue some of this ridiculous stuff with the Akatsuki later, with like the tailed beasts and the 10 tails, even the white Zetsus, kind of made sense. But
whenever I hear people talk about like grounded series, I mean Naruto was probably considerably the most grounded amongst all four of the main shonen series that were, action based. Not counting Yu-Gi-Oh, because I mean that one's action based, but for a different reason entirely. But when you look at Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, and Dragon Ball, One Piece gets away with zaniness because it has like the devil fruit and all that type of shit, and everyone can like break the laws of physics or reality or yada yada. So any zany crap in that, even if it's grounded, made sense. Ichigo in Bleach, they're Shinigami. I mean, are death gods. So there's an afterlife essentially, or well, I mean, even now, there's people that believe in an afterlife. And I'm not going to get into that because it's just like people can believe whatever they want. I'm not saying that I don't believe in an afterlife. I'm just saying that yada yada. But I mean, so again, certain aspects of Bleach, both otherworldly and I mean, even if you wanted to say grounded, because it didn't explore space or any of that crap or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what down to earth tech. To me, down to earth just means shit that's not on like a planetary scale. So Bleach was more or less already established that it wasn't going to be like a down to scale type situation. You were going to have guys that could be arguable planet busters or stuff like that.
I mean, you did have Kenpachi cut a meteor in half, so yeah.
That was much later, but still.
Yeah. But yeah.
And then, so yeah, I guess One Piece is still technically down to earth because they don't seem to have any like planet buster type players in their series. But yeah, I mean, Dragon Ball was again the parent to at least the three that I'm talking about: One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. And that one was established well from the start that it was never going to be in a down to earth situation. Even in standard Dragon Ball, I mean, I guess in the when Kid Goku was a thing, I guess City Buster was mainly or Small Country Buster was what it ended with Piccolo. But that was just a series that was going to get outrageous regardless, especially when they introduced space as the first part of the new arc. Oh, your brother from space, you're an alien. Oh, well, there goes any type of grounded, down to earth aspect of it.
Yeah.
But again, you had Naruto in this setting that was more or less still ruralistic. There was some technology. There wasn't like advanced technology. They were like clay houses. There was telephone wires, sure, but again, nothing looked too futuristic until, after a 10-year gap somehow, or 5-year gap or something like that.
15 years at most, my understanding.
Right. How did it go from that to like there's like these skyscraper cities now?
Yeah, I mean, even though yes, technology has been advanced quite a lot in the last decade or so, it still took like at least a couple of decades before we got to this point.
I want to say that it might have taken a millennia before anything really.
I mean,
like true advancements.
I will say of some like the business courses I've been doing, I've noticed that let's see, while in the old days like took technology quite a jump, but after World War II, the time jump took much quicker. But it's not, and say, it's only like in the last decade or two that technology has really advanced compared to like with like the age of the internet compared to like that. But Naruto did not seem to be anywhere close to that in terms of technology.
Right.
But yeah, let's see.
So,
yeah. But anyway.
So, I mean, again, you can look at this, and if you want to make the argument, fine. dinosaurs aren't the most outrageous thing that you could do. And again, I've drawn the line at aliens. I don't know why you needed aliens in this, but aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Alien Messiah in this case for Naruto. But
Yeah, yeah, but yeah. But I very much think most people found the dinosaur concept to be completely stupid outside of maybe diehard shippers of like this series. But yeah.
I mean, I've seen more people defend this than I would really have hoped to imagine.
Fair enough.
So I'm not gonna say that it's just shippers defending this. I think there's some Naruto fans.
Oh yeah, probably in some of the more type of power scalers or something.
I don't know about power scalers, but I was just gonna say that maybe the people that weren't shippers at all were like, well, I can't really tell you one way or the other who is supporting this, other than you can always tell, at least on Twitter, if they're an Ars or a Saku fan.
Oh yeah.
But
I suppose there are some fans just like, oh no, everything's
like,
fine.
this is
Don't want to admit the series has gone downhill.
right. But I mean, long story short, this is the master plan, just summoning these things. Again, how are these more dangerous, at least in the at this point? How is this even a story that when we just had, this is well after
The
and
fourth
you can
Great Ninja War.
argue prime Sasuke and prime Naruto took down a being that was at least moon level. Dinosaurs aren't moon level.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. I mean, from as far as we can tell, let's see, ninjutsu can actually work on them. I mean, if you made a sort of unique thing about the dinosaurs in this world, is that, oh, ninjutsu, or regular ninjutsu at the very least, cannot work on these dinosaurs. And you need to use a special type of ninjutsu.
Well, I don't even know if that. I mean, if what you're saying could have worked if they were too primitive to really understand the complexities of this modern day era's uses of chakra. I don't even know if these whatever you want to call them should have chakra networks per se, but they do because Sasuke can do stuff with the chakra networks.
Oh yeah, and you can apparently make ice style with wind style and water style, even though that should only be with like Kekkei Genkai.
And I know this isn't really anything that has to deal with ultimately what's being told, but I will seriously never forgive Bardo for letting Sasuke retain the Rinnegan, but Naruto can't have the Truth Seeker orbs.
Oh,
I will never forgive this.
oh yeah, that was like it's like yeah,
So
it's like
Sasuke gets a permanent power up because again, that's just how the Sharingan works. But Naruto gets a temporary power up.
yeah, it's like
Has
at
he
the very
even
least,
did he even once use the other elemental jutsus that he was capable? Well, not necessarily that he used other elemental jutsus, but having the other tail beast within him. Was he ever able to? Has he?
I haven't seen him use any of the tail beast abilities post the end of like the
Yeah,
series.
we just had Kurama again all of a sudden.
Yeah,
So that
honestly,
was temporary, basically.
yeah,
There was a
honestly,
temporary boost.
yeah, honestly, I do feel like Naruto should, even if he lost the nine tails pretty permanently and all that stuff, he should still be able to use that sort of semi ability that the Sage's Six Paths son Ashura did.
Right.
That sort of unique avatar, but yeah, but no, they're not doing that.
No, all he gets is Sage mode. I mean, I get it. They nerfed Sasuke too. They took out the damn Rinnegan. But just the fact that Sasuke can, again, keep the Rinnegan and all its powers, but Naruto's somehow able to ingest, strictly his Sage. And I don't even know if he used Sage Tailed Beast mode, but whatever. His Tailed Beast mode is somehow still on par with, and it shouldn't be, his Truth Seeker Orb Sage mode, Sage of Six Path boot form. whatever you want to call that. So I just wanted to bring that up now that we were talking about the fact that Sasuke can somehow use all the jutsus styles.
All right. So yeah.
So that pisses me off.
Yeah. Other than that, I will say the villain is at the very least, let's see, downright evil and nutty, someone that can't be persuaded. I guess go with him. But yeah, he seems to have his own motives to help the prime minister. But fine, I suppose.
This is doing great wonders for Naruto's world peace aspirations.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's honestly one of the reasons why all these spin-offs don't really work, because they always try to make some conflict, despite the fact that there shouldn't really be conflict. But yeah,
no wonder they had to introduce aliens.
yeah.
Now that you think about it, those would be the only beings on Earth that would still cause turmoil.
Yeah, or at the very least, you could have done a rival continent. But yeah.
Well, I guess, but when you have the 5 nations as allies at this point, the 5 major ninja allies,
Let's see.
basically ninjas shouldn't even exist at this point if there was world peace. So I don't even know why Boruto as a series would have Boruto be a damn ninja that's being trained to go on missions, but
let's see. But yeah, the whole spin-off thing just wouldn't work when you think about it. But yeah, but
if you're trying to keep your story and yeah.
But if I'd say if you were going to do something besides aliens, probably more better would have been ancient evil spirits that have been awakened after the use of infinite Tsukuyomi, and the next generation must try and seal or vanquish these spirits before they cause untold chaos that was not seen since the time of the Sage of Six Paths.
Right.
I mean, that's honestly what you probably could have done. Pretty simple, but I think it's more realistic than aliens for this setting. But yeah, I do like how at least you do actually see the dinosaurs actually kill some people, even though they're just random no names. I do like how you got Sakura. We do get to see a glimpse of Sakura of her strength, but that all feels like gets undermined when she gets easily stabbed by that Gigi guy. You know what I'm talking about, right?
What? Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but what are you talking? But what are you talking about?
Okay.
You know blanked there for a minute.
Okay, sorry. Okay, you know how I said I was talking about how I do like see Sakura kicking a bit of Dino butt for.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that was completely undermined once she got stabbed in the back.
Oh yeah, you're talking about that. That was its own thing that I was going to get into. Like, okay, I can talk about dinosaurs forever. I can do anything. If this is supposed to be a Saku manga, and you're supposed to be writing this in fan fiction, and again, and I am going to be putting the Saku goggles on again for this one. Why, in any way, shape, or form, and I actually did see quite a few complaints about this one particular thing, because people say it wasn't in the novel. Some people have shown the novel line that said it did occur, but again, you have both the manga and the anime doing this. He did hug her, and I don't know why Saku fans are taking more outrageous to that aspect instead of Sakura is trained to be a Sanin. She basically is a Sanin these days. She's been trained by Tsunade to, be whatever. So she's supposed to be a healer. She survived Sasori's poison. I get that. Again, I don't know. Why do dinosaurs have venom, by the way, in this? And I get they're dragons, but what is this venom they're talking about?
Well,
I know that it's been established, but it's like, what venom?
I believe the venom is coming from that guy because I do
it
know
is coming. It was I know, but yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's cut more from the ninja because I do know from spoilers that he's actually from one of the 5 nations, and the particular one that's quite skilled with the art of poison. But yeah,
right. Why is she falling for this?
Yeah, I feel like she would have been more on her guard against this guy, even from trying to hug, even when he tried to hug her. I feel like she would have been like, I wouldn't let this guy hug me, but yeah.
Right. But
But yeah.
if you're gonna be a fan fiction, this is like the worst aspect of a fan fiction. Why are you gonna make the character that you're so desperately, unless again, this is just to be a Sasuke thing? At which point, what's the point of making a shipping if you're just gonna focus on one character in general? Why
Yeah.
does Sakura have to be in this one aspect the damsel in distress again?
Yeah. I mean, it's
I
gonna
thought
make
the
a
whole thing about this situation, and now that you mentioned, now that we're talking about this, again, based on Kishimoto's freaking Genshin, Sasuke had no problem ever worrying about Sasuke or Sakura. And literally in the first dang couple pages of this chapter, he's worrying about if she'll be safe or not. She was fighting freaking Sharingan users. Why are dinosaurs or dragons or whatever you want to call them more dangerous than that? That he's worrying.
yeah, it's like she literally's been stabbed by Madara himself. So
And it was fine. But again, they're adding this venom for this particular situation.
which see, we've seen Sakura is able to easily cure venom as well.
Right. But okay, I'll give it the pass that this is venom that they probably weren't aware of. Because again, they don't know what these creatures are somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if there was any type of. Regardless, anyway, why isn't she using her Bikochu right now, specifically?
Oh yeah, the 100 seal thing. I
Yeah,
have
why
no
isn't she
idea.
using that? That would immediately heal her, at least from the stab wound. It should also heal the poison, but whatever. Unless this is to just be a stupid fake out, which I haven't read chapter 8 yet till we get to it, but so I don't know if this is supposed to be a fake out or if this is supposed to be again Sasuke save Sakura situation, which they're in love. Why does it matter if he saves her? That's not proving anything at this point.
Yeah. And let's see, compare this to, say, Road to Ninja. Well, yes, Sakura did get captured by Toby, but once she was freed, she ended up, let's see, at least fighting the Toby possessed member for a bit while Naruto recovered and gave him enough time to, let's see,
Heal up or whatever.
and get back up to the fight and take over. And while,
Right,
yes,
yeah.
let's see, you could argue a bit of damage with distress, but you still felt like she was a more active character in that.
You're talking about a movie, which it is what it is, and
Yeah.
that's fine. I'm just talking about in general. If this is supposed to be a Sazu Saku thing, why is only one character getting their moment? And I'm not saying that Sakura can't do something from here on out, but this alone is the lowest point of any aspect that nothing that comes after this really would ever justify this particular moment being a thing.
Yeah. I mean, you expect a manga for Sasuke would be more of them properly teaming up.
Right.
Instead,
Again, and I already know based on the anime that they do eventually team up, but at that point, it's like, again, this was already established that for whatever reason she had her guard down in this situation, and I could understand why it would be down, but I just don't know why it has to be like this. I don't know in any way, shape, or form why, for all the OP-ness of Naruto and Sasuke, if the whole reclamation is that she is on par with them in some way, shape, or form, she should not be falling for this in any way, shape, or form. And in all magnitude, again, the Bikochu 1100 healings jutsu should be active at this point.
Mm-hmm. But again, it's been shown that they've never actually had to use it since the end of Naruto.
Of course.
So yeah. So despite what, let's see, so it's like they will
Supposed
tell.
to make her mostly immortal, so yeah.
Yeah. So they'll tell about how strong she is, but they'll never show it.
Right. Because we
But
need,
anyway.
again, we need a moment where if this is going to set up a Sasuke savior moment, I don't know why you would need another Sasuke savior moment. What is the point of that?
If anything, you could just have Sasuke save the prisoners and have him being a heroic moment there.
If
Like,
this right,
save the gambling guy.
I guess, but this would make sense if it was established that Sasuke may or may not have feelings for Sakura, and this would solidify them. They are married. There is nothing to be gained from this. And you can argue how married they are as a non-Naruto or as a non-Sazu Saku shipper. You can argue the hell and back how married they are. How very much unmarried like they are as a couple. But in this particular situation, where if you are a Sazu Saku fan, why would you ever accept this? What would you accept from this? This is like this is basically like if you're a Naruhina fan, if Hinata was always gonna be like literally useless to Naruto and he had to always save her.
Yeah,
and that's how it's always been depicted anyway. But I mean, I know for 100% fact Naruhina fans would absolutely be disgusted by that. And I don't know, maybe Sazu Saku fans are disgusted by this.
But yeah, but like I said, most of them seem to enjoy this manga. But yeah. Sorry, no?
I said, yeah, what I was going to say.
No, not. Anyway, I think overall this score would probably be either maybe I'll give it a 3 out of 10. I mean, it's slightly less boring than the last chapter because of the action, but still just as offensive, really, but for different reasons.
Rose-tinted glasses would be that the story was progressed in the wrong way, but it would be something. But man, it's really, really hard to try and be a Sazu Saku fan, having never been one ever in my lifetime.
Well, I was once one, and I absolutely now despise the ship. So heck.
Well, I mean, that's what good writing would tell you why not to be a fan of it. But apparently, again, and just like any story, multiple people can have multiple opinions and have multiple aspects of how they've read it. So I'm not going to sit there and say one ship is technically better or worse than the other. I'm not going to say that I defend or like Sazu Saku as a ship, but I'm not going to tell people that, oh, you can't ship that. I don't know why you would ship it, but I'm not going to tell them that they can't.
Yeah, I can get why you might ship it for fun, but let's see. At this point, I question why you try to justify its canon status.
I didn't even know you could ship it for fun. Holy crap, we're gonna have to really go on this one. I got 47 minutes of battery life left, as I'm saying, and now it turned to 41 minutes. So somehow 6 minutes I've got. But with that being said, yeah, I don't know. It's really dumb that that anyone would really accept some of this aspect. I thought maybe, at least based on the start of the series, that it was going to be okay. I think I was kind of, a little more
optimistic.
I think so. I'd have to look. I don't know if you saved our very, very first chat with James or not.
Or at least give it the benefit of the doubt or something.
I don't remember. I just knew it was in end of the day, it's still better than Bordeaux.
Yeah.
That's how bad Bordeaux is. But this story just sucks. There's so many other better ways that they could have told a fanfic level Saku. And even if, again, I keep saying fanfic, I don't care if it's canon or not. Most people don't actually agree that it's canon, which is funny because, again, as Cassidy would always say, Saku fans are Naruhina fans. And I have yet to see that actually come to fruition because I definitely see a lot of Naruhina fans shit on Saku and vice versa. Mainly because Hinata fans hate Sakura and Sakura fans just have a general distaste of Hinata. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess this chapter's a 3, maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got chapter 8. I've just noticed that the title has it as chapter 8, part 1. So
Oh
I'm not sure.
God.
So I'm not sure if you want to wait until the full chapter comes out, or rather wait until let's see, or rather just review what has been shown so far.
No, it's just my story being stupid. It's up to you. I mean, what? There's like surprisingly 26 pages for this to
Okay,
be continued.
we'll just
Want to just really hit upon it and then really go at it whenever.
yeah, I guess we'll just read it so far, and then let's see, we'll review the other half and maybe even summarize the first half a bit in next time at least, because I'm assuming that this story is going to go up to at least 10 chapters.
I was going to say, maybe you don't.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't necessarily have to give our portrayals of what this is, but
Mm-hmm.
but if you want to, I don't know. Maybe we should. Maybe we should hold off then if we're gonna, because I don't know if I want to. If even if I don't even know if I'll be for the next one or not. But
Okay.
but
Okay. I guess
it's
we
up to
can.
you. I was gonna say it's up to you if you really want to do it, and then have.
Okay, I guess we'll just do it as chapters 6 to 7 and all that stuff, and end it there. I
I was gonna
suppose,
say
given the fact that you said your power's nearly done and all that stuff, right? Or got 40 minutes left.
it's got about 40 minutes. Yeah. I mean, if you really want to hit upon it, I guess.
We could give like a brief summary, at the very least, about apparently
Sure.
dinosaur. Let's see. Pretty much it's Sasuke rescuing Sakura from near death and all that stuff. She thinking herself being useless, and you got dinosaurs being a rampage, trying to killing some of the prisoners, including like these sort of bird-like ones, until like Memmo comes to save her and all that stuff. Gigi wants that, make sure that Sineshu revives his dead fiance and love, if you will. And then Sasuke comes and saves Memno, activating the Sasano for the first time. So yeah. So
More out of character nonsense. Yeah. That basically what you could summarize this on the glance is just more out of character nonsense. Unless you were a fan of part 1, or Sakura and Sasuke dynamic.
yeah, it's like Sakura should not be at this stage, and yeah, and when she always worked the whole helpless thing is like compared to both her teammates. So yeah, so yeah, we'll probably review this more fully when it actually comes out. But for the moment, this chapter is not looking good, and from what I saw on the weekend, many people were not happy with the context of this chapter, particularly the Sakura stuff.
Well, of course. I was gonna, unless you're a really big fan of part 1 aspect of Saku, and I've yet to find anyone that's a fan of that aspect.
Well, granted, arguably, part 1 is the only thing I can argue why some people actually even like this ship, because part 2 does it no favors.
Until the end.
Oh yeah, last minute 180 turn.
I was gonna say, I guess what 693 is where it technically had its footing.
Honestly, after that chapter, it should not have gone canon.
Right, but I mean, it established that for whatever stupid reason, we're 693 chapters in, and what looked like to be Sakura maybe at least having feelings for both characters only amounted to, no, I only ever loved one. Good old 693.
Oh yeah, it's like it's like, let's see, yeah, pretty much, arguably would have been the worst chapter in the series if not for the last two.
Well, the real kicker for 693 was Kakashi simping for the damn ship.
Oh yeah, that was just that just pretty much ruined Kakashi for me.
Oh, she loved you, Sasuke.
Fair enough, but yeah. Anyway, Mangareader, let's see. Let's see. Thanks for joining me in this, but since I guess we're going to wait until like all of Chapter 8 comes out, which will probably be next week.
Should be. But I don't know why it says Chapter 8 and then it says Part 1 in the actual volume section thing, but
yeah.
Right.
Let's see. I suppose I'd rather wait until like we got like the full scoop of this chapter and all that stuff, really. And just let's see. I'll find out what it is next weekend, and if so, I'll see whether or not it ends in chapter 9 or if it's going to have like chapter 10 be its ending and then do the full-on stream review for there. Let's see. But yeah. So yeah, people, despite what I've said about, I'll probably have to edit the title. In fact, I will do it now.
Chapter. I mean, technically, we did still touch upon 8, but only briefly.
8.
Ish. You could say 8-ish.
8 part 1. There we go.
Brief summary. Sasuke and Sakura are out of character. End of story.
So yeah, that will be so pretty much, yeah, honestly, from what we described from like this chapter here, we'll probably go more details when all of chapter 8's out, but yeah, it's not really that impressive. I mean, it's maybe a few action scenes, but right. Yeah. Oh, and Sasuke can use the medical ninjutsu now.
I don't know if he used medical or if he was just, she said she couldn't need her chakra.
Yeah, it's like
what it's saying. So I don't know if he's just.
Remember how the whole healing thing was supposed to be only a few elites can do it, but then the freaking Studio Power Up made it so that everyone could do it.
Sort of, anyway. Yeah.
I mean,
but okay. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if this is like healing or if he's just kind of inserting some of his chakra to.
I think it's implied to be healing. I think the anime might have shown it as healing.
Of course they did. Well, then he's got minor healing abilities.
Yeah. But yeah. Frankly, I would probably say this chapter is looking to be another 2 or 3 like the last 2, but yeah.
More Sasuke dick riding than at that point.
Yeah.
And yet he can't do shit in Boruto, so of course.
But yeah. So yeah, I think that's all we have to say unless you want to say anything more about what we got of chapter 8 so far.
No, let's just, I mean, again, let's just hype up Sasuke to be like this basically whatever guy. Somehow weaker than Naruto, but easily just as strong, if not better than Naruto in most aspects. Because why not?
Mm-hmm. I guess that's what happens when you become Kishimoto's favorite Ritzy character or something.
Well, this is what happens when you develop a rival that gets number 1 in the voting polls a majority of the time.
Yeah.
Thank God Bakugo hasn't followed in those footsteps just yet.
Oh, yeah. Now, arguably, you could argue Bakugo and Shoto took over Uraraka and Ida's roles as, like, the main 3.
The best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. Ida was never anyone great in the first place.
I think there's something to build off of after Stain, but it just never went there.
Yep.
But, yeah. But, so, yeah, I think that's all we're going to say for now, folks. And
if you stomached it anyway.
Yeah, if you managed to stomach it like us. Mangareader, thank you for being here. I know this was probably torture, but still.
It wasn't really that bad. I just because I enjoy me a good old roasting of really bad writing. So
Yeah.
I enjoy that much out of it.
Yeah. So at the very least, it's very much more different than what we usually are. I mean, usually we're like, this chapter's okay, or this chapter's positive when it comes to like My Hero. But yeah.
And I'm also not kidding, guys. Whoever is listening, that yes, there is more often than not really badly written fan fiction out there, no matter which side you support.
Mm-hmm.
And I've found many of the ones that I can't read all the way through because it takes a lot of out of character nonsense to make it work.
Yeah. So yeah, for the very least, we had the first Evil 100 listening in on us. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for your comments. But yeah, but I guess we'll see you next time. And
You're the real champion.
yeah, listening to us. Let's see. So yeah. So yeah, next time I'll be covering probably what's left of the remaining chapters, which will probably won't happen until at least my guess, probably by the time of April, really. Which,
Right.
funny enough, will be probably like well, let's see, Han. Let's see. Okay. Well, actually, I'd say would probably be at least you'd probably have Chapter 9, Part 1 here come out by the 26th. No, how am I to make? I mean, probably got my mistake. It's a Sunday. You probably got Part 8 coming out, Part 2 for 8 coming out on the 18th, and Part 1 for 9 on the 25th of my guess. I'm really following the publication schedule accurately, to be honest. But yeah. But I'm pretty certain that by the time of April, the Sasuke manga will be concluded.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. But if it is going up to 10 chapters, I just have to wait and see on that bit. But yeah.
Every other aspect of this story is already told, either through the anime or the fact that this light novel has been done for years now.
Yeah, and they're only just now doing it. But yeah.
Yeah. If you didn't like the light novel already, you're definitely not going to like the manga version, let alone the anime version.
Oh, yeah. In fact, I think the anime version got some very bad animation that you got a lot more people complaining.
To the point where there was at least someone on Twitter that I don't know, I wasn't really following, but somehow one of the people I follow was or something was doing their own version well before the anime was, actually going to touch upon that series. So think of that what you will. I don't know. Fan animation never really works out any better sometimes, or definitely isn't faster.
Yeah, at the very least, it gets more excused than professional.
Exactly, because it's a one-man army.
But yeah. So anyway, that's all we have to say now, folks. I'm Blue Star Saber.
I'm Mangareader.
And we are now signing off. Thank you for joining us, and goodbye.
Good salutations.
And with that, we are done.